many people do you think it takes to reach the tipping point in the United States in order for this to happen?
What percentage?
No, how many people approximately?
I would say at least half.
Okay, anybody else?
I don't think we'll take quite that many. It's half the people aren't even
Half of the
aware.
voters.
Half of the voters, yeah.
It's 50 million. It's fast.
How much was the population in the United States?
300.
1/6. So, but it really starts with the individual, doesn't it?
Yeah, my guess would be on a percentage level that it might be 30 to 40, and I'm not sure what was the point of getting given number.
Well, it's actually 16 and 2/3. 50 is 300,000. Thanks. It is doable because the whole thing is this promise is actually something that can happen. I mean, this is, you know, unlike the campaign promises that you're fed every 4 years, 2 years if you include the state stuff. How many of those actually happen?
Good job.
Yeah, exactly. But people sure eat them up. They sure eat them up, right?
Just the promises, because to get the votes, and after they get the vote, it's a personal agenda, different lobby.
Why do they eat those up though? That's an important factor. Why do they eat those promises up?
Good question.
Somebody
They think they're getting something for nothing.
Yes, I have answer for it, because somebody's paying them more. I'm sure pharmaceutical, not lobby, paying them, buying them, enforcing their agenda with their power.
Wouldn't it be because they want something better? They want what
Selfishness?
we have. No, they're looking for something new. They're looking for what we actually have to offer.
Exactly.
The bottom line, they're looking for happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what those words.
And this is a formula. I mean, this is, you know, we have the ingredients there. It's just a matter of getting the message out there. So what's going to stop us?
Only thing stopping us is us.
Right? Other people don't matter.
No, what is that, on the only people studying is the politicians and corporate labor is benefiting from the current government or
Because
current
you know
regulation.
If they arrest us and throw us in jail, we can still speak from there. So the only thing stopping us is us.
Okay?
Power is going to come from the people.
Right.
And we do have, the government does have us throttled way down. We got us split up, we're divided, we're fighting among ourselves. We have to get a group of people that's going to stick together and fight to win the battle.
Right.
When George Washington and back at that time of our founding fathers, it was only a handful of the people that really brought everything together.
Right. Yeah, thanks, Wes. Yeah. This is doable.
Doable, very doable.
Probably the main way this is going to get out there, of course, is through the media. I mean, at some point it's going to be necessary. You think the government and the media are kind of like...
We have to find our own methods. We have to find
Right.
our own
We have to be careful.
methods to be able to get this out. It's like we're trying to do mouth to mouth, piece by piece.
Yeah, one of the things I do is every time I sign somebody up, I write it down on a piece of paper. So here, if everyone did that, if each person got 2 people in, it wouldn't take very long. In fact, you only need to do that, replicate that 17 times, and that would be all of California. And I think it's another 6, 7 times more, and the United States would be.
There's my tools.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. In terms of the tipping point, when maybe final thing, I think I've gone over my time, but I remember back to Walt Disney, I forget what it was called. Walt Disney thing. It was kind of like opposite or something. Anyway, one of the examples they used was, I think it was Werner. What was his name? The guy that did all the rockets way back there. They were trying to explain how an atomic bomb works. And what happens is you got some plutonium-238 or whatever it is. You got a chunk over here and you got a chunk over here. When they're kept separate, nothing happens. When you bring them together, what happens is called critical mass. and all these little vibrating things that happen, it sets off a chain reaction. And that's essentially what their tipping point is. But it's in terms of people, and not at the atomic or molecular level. Didn't really, I just wanted to get this out there. So, any questions? So, does it make sense?
So you're creating the New Jersey team and the California teams, being those two chunks, and we're gonna start putting.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, what James is talking about is right now, since everything's so new, we're kind of like developing things as we go along. And what each state needs to do is get affiliated with the national 12 Visions Party. So far, and that's what this whole thing's about today, by the way, California was the second state to do that. The first one was New Jersey, and then Oregon was after us.
Isn't there another one now too, I think?
Nope.
Oregon.
Well, yeah, there's 3. Oregon came after us. That's it right now. And what does affiliation enable the state to do that they can't do until they are affiliation?
Collect funds, money, and sign people up, right?
Well, the main thing is you get to use the name 12 Visions Party as we kind of like jumped the gun because we were like before the policies and procedures were developed.
I think we helped develop them in reality.
Right. So that's what we're in the process of doing right now. There's Illinois and Tennessee, New York, and Georgia that are right on the bridge.
Wyoming.
And
Wyoming.
Wyoming will be. They haven't sent their
Yeah.
declaration of intent yet to me, so but we're on our way. And Iowa is now going, so it's a matter of getting it out there. And Alaska as well, Alaska and Texas, yeah. So it's happening.
I would have thought Ohio would have.
Yeah, me too. Michael Dilworth, is from there. He's the
Sorry.
chairman of the National 12 Visions Party. He's from Ohio. And so that's correct. Okay. That's it. All right.
I was going to say, why don't you just talk about what we're going to be doing from now on, the 12 Visions Party. What is your projection for the next year?
We're going to get registered voters. That's one of the main things we need to do. Of course, we can always get more volunteers.
Yeah,
The way
we
to do
need
that
more
is,
volunteers.
I didn't get into the contract, but I can certainly do that. Yeah, we have contracts, and what that contract does is it says you are going to support the 12 Visions Party and the primary purpose at the state level, which is to support the national level, by following the prime law in your everyday life. And if you don't do that, then on the out. But that's something we need to do every.
So can everybody here sign that contract today?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, you haven't? Okay.
Absolutely.
That's what the charter enables us to do, is able to sign people up under the contract.
Yeah.
So.
And for us to get candidates on the ballot in California, what we need is 90,000 registered voters, which is kind of a lot, but Hayward has that many.
Statewide though.
Hmm?
On the state.
On the statewide, right, exactly. On the local level, anyone can run as an independent, so.
City or county.
Yeah, so that's why we need those registered voters. Very simple to do. We got the forms, you just fill them out. It's a lot better party than anything else that's out there. It's very similar in principle to the Libertarians, but again, the Libertarians are political again. So.
Well, a show of arms, who here today would like to sign the contract?
That
I
has
already
not
did.
already.
That has not already.
That hasn't already. Anybody? You would like to? Okay. Lauren, this gentleman would like to, right?
There's going to be a break later on.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
we had that plan to do that after Mark called in after we had the presentation and dinner.
Oh, okay.
But I would, thank you for reminding me, I would like everyone here to, at the very least, register and in the 12 Visions Party. Like Lauren said, we need 89,000 people to be registered in the state of California to get a candidate on the state ballot. After the gubernatorial election in November, that number will be set, and most likely it will go up. So my target is for 100,000 registered TV